How's it going, everybody? Today we are jumping back in Scum and we are going to try and see if we can actually survive in the wilderness. The latest Into the Wild update focused mainly on wilderness survival, so the question is, can we find enough supplies in the wilderness to keep our character in one piece? That is what we are going to try and find out today. We are going to see if we can live off the land. We are not allowed to explore big points of interest like towns or bunkers. The only places that we can loot are going to be small farms and other really small areas that we can find in or around the woods. And we are going to see if we can manage to gather enough supplies to keep our character in one piece. But without further ado, we are going to pick up just as I landed on the island as a fresh spawn. Alright, so we spawned all the way down south in Sector Z1, which is actually a pretty good area because here we can search a lot of these plants. And usually we can get like figs and we can get aloe vera and whatnot. So we should be able to find a couple of things to munch on. That is if we can get a tiny bit lucky here. Let me see. Here we go, some aloe vera. Can munch on this. It might make us sick though, so we gotta be careful here. But we should be able to find some food just in the wild, in the woods here. There are lots of plants down south that we can munch on, and they are going to help with our hydration and saturation, so they are going to help with our food and water situation. For example, this prickly pear will give us energy, protein, fiber and water. But after gathering a few things from the woods, I crafted a backpack and a bow with a few arrows, and not long after that I heard a chicken making some noise not too far away from us. Oh, here we go. Oh, ho, ho, here we go. Food secured. Alright. That was lucky, that was really lucky. Can't believe he was just chilling here by the rocks. Also, check it out, we have so many plants that we can search here. We can definitely fill up our pockets before starting to go inland because, you know, water is going to be a pretty big issue here down south. We can get, you know, a bit of water from these and these, but we need some proper water and we don't have any rivers here that we can drink out of. So we are going to try and go north after we gather a tiny bit of food because we can drink from this river here. So we should be okay if we manage to make it all the way to A1. But for right now, let me get this chicken, cook it up, and then we are going to prepare for the journey. Finding that chicken was definitely lucky, so I quickly made a fire to try and cook it up, but as I lit up the fire... Oh no! I just stepped into the fire, didn't I? Yeah, I stepped right in it, but we only got a few C1 injuries which healed up on their own. But after cooking up some food, I started making my way north, gathering whatever I could from the wilderness, you know, prickly pears, olives and whatnot. There were plenty of things to eat on the southern part of the map. Not a lot of water to drink though, so the plan was to make it to a river, which was in the next sector. We were in Sector Z1 and the river was in Sector A1. So we had a bit of running to do, but as luck would have it, as I reached the shore, I actually spotted a boat. It was fully functional with fuel and everything, but even if we didn't have fuel in the boat, we could still use the paddles. Oh ho 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 ho. If we don't have fuel, we can just do this. Alright, this is going to make our life so much easier. This is great. And I think, do we have any inventory space in this? I don't think we do we? Open inventory? Yeah, we don't have any inventory space in the small boat. That's unfortunate, but still, this is going to help us out a ton because we are going to be able to travel around a lot faster now. Since we now had a boat, I was able to quickly make my way into Sector A1 where I found this small olive farm and there were lots of olives there that we could munch on. I even found this waste bag, but inventory space was kind of becoming a bit of an issue. We didn't have a lot of space, so I couldn't really carry all that much extra food on me. That was until I decided to check out this small bunker. Come on, we need something. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I did not expect that. Zombie. Hopefully the zombie is going to have something interesting for us. Maybe some good loot. And even if the zombie doesn't have anything for us, we can use... quick timeout here. We can probably use the zombie to make a larger backpack. Ooh. An MRE. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it. Technically, this is a very small point of interest. It's just one of those small bunkers. But we are going to try and gather food just from the wilderness. Food and water. So we're not gonna pick up the MRE there. Bunch of bullets here though. We don't have a pistol for them, but we can make one if we want. But yeah, if we use the zombie, we should be able to make a larger backpack. So we're gonna have a bit more inventory space. Let me see here. Let me see. So we have some nylon, and then we can use the nylon with these bone needles and make a sewing kit. Then we can use the sewing kit to make a backpack. We can make the small improvised backpack, or we can make this larger backpack, but we are going to need another zombie if we want to make this one. So for now, we might just make this one here because we need just one piece of the zombie. Zombie leather, then some rope, some rags, some sticks, 2 uses of the sewing kit, and then a tool. Also, can we fix this up a little bit here? Let me see. Up to 50% maybe? Up to 100%, alright, I'll take them. Let's pick up the sewing kit as well, and these bullets, and then let's use up the zombie to make a larger backpack. Initially, I was going to make this small improvised backpack, but as luck would have it, more zombies showed up, and I was able to use the supplies that we got from the zombies to craft a large backpack, so we now had a lot of space to work with. But after doing a tiny bit of crafting, I started making my way towards that river. Oh, snap. Run away, drive away, boat away. Luckily, we didn't get blasted there. I was able to kind of sail away from those NPCs that were taking shots at us, but we could now get some water from the actual river. And you know, there are also lots of small docks alongside the river, and I was actually able to find some fishing supplies at one of the docks, like a fishing reel and a floater. You know, we might actually be able to catch a fish by the end of the day. We have fishing line, we have the reel, and then we also have the floater here. So all we need is the actual rod, which we can actually craft, right? So we can do this. And then we are going to need a hook as well, but the hook is going to be a tiny bit of a problem because we are going to need any like juice can, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to find any. Where could we find some, like, out and about in the wild? We might get lucky and find one in the small shacks, but you never know. But let's see here. Can we attach anything to this? We should be able to attach the reel, right? We can do this. And then... No, not that. Hold on. No, not that. Wait, what? Time out, time out. Do we not need the fishing rod and then the reel and the fishing line goes on the reel? It's been a while since I fished, but... Wait, what? I'm missing something. I'm missing something. What am I missing here? What if we make the improvised fishing line? Let's craft that. Can we attach that to our rod? If we can't, I'm definitely missing something. I forgot about something, but I don't remember what. So we do this and then we do... Oh, there we go. It works. Wait, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh, it's not... Yeah. We just need like one. Hold on a second. Yeah, there it is, and there it is. Alright, stupid. My bad on that. We have 10 of them. I was trying to equip them all at the same time, but we just have to equip one. There we go. Now we just need a hook here and some bait. We might actually be able to catch a fish by the end of the day. I feel like with a fishing rod, we are going to be set for food. And then water we can just get from the river. We have drinkable water everywhere here. So really our big issue right now is going to be food. We still have a few things on us that we can munch on, like the olives and then this chicken skewer, but Those are going to go pretty fast, so we're gonna need to see if we can either find some more food or maybe catch some food. We'll see how things go here. If we can find a juice can, we are definitely going to be able to make that hook and try and catch some fish. To be honest, finding a juice can turned out to be a lot harder than I thought, since I didn't really want to go into any big points of interest or into any stores or gas stations. If we did that, you know, we would have kind of ruined our plan for the day. But as it turns out, our food problem was kind of fixed when I found this small garden. Ooh, here we go. We got some carrots. I'll take those. Maybe we'll be able to find some cabbage as well around here. So, ooh, some onions. All right, I'll take those as well. Oh, this garden is going to provide a lot of food. Some broccoli. Nice. And then we have some trees that we can search as well. We might find some apples. Watermelons in the back here. What the heck? Whoa. All right. Unfortunately, it is kind of huge. We might actually be able to make a bit of space in our backpack here. Let me see. Let me see. We'll do something like this. Here we go. Nice. All right. We should be set for food for quite a while. Another one. Cut this open and munch on it. Nice. All right. Lots of food that we can find out here in the wild. Well, technically this is not in the wild. It's just like a small garden that I found next to this house. But it is a very small point of interest. All right. Some good num-nums right there. There was quite a bit of food in that small garden, and the trees had some fruit as well. I found some cherries in them, and later that day I managed to get my hands on a fishing hook as well, and I tried to do a tiny bit of fishing, but since I'm not the most patient player out there, well, my fishing hook broke and my fishing line broke and I lost the floater. Bottom line is that I couldn't get any fish. But we did manage to find a lot of food in the wilderness, and the only thing is that I haven't really seen all that many animals roaming around besides, you know, that chicken in the beginning, but that's probably because we kind of got distracted by the boat and we spent a good portion of our time just kind of going around in the boat. But can we survive in the wild if we want? I feel like we can. We can definitely survive out there if we feel like staying away from trouble and staying away from big points of interest. We can definitely make it with the stuff that we find in the wild and as small points of interest. And I'm guessing that things will get even better in the wild, since the next couple of updates will focus on wilderness survival as well. They are going to expand on the Into the Wild update. But there we have it. That is about it from me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I hope you have enjoyed. In case you did, be sure to drop some stuff and things down below, and I will see you in the next video.